Beta in Equestria, Chapter 2, Part 2, Memories.
"It's your birthday, son. Eat up," he'd said with such a sad look in his eyes. Father always looked so sad lately, he had thought, so he ate the cake in 2 bites. He then tasted the drug. It made him dull. Then he blacked out. When he woke up, he was strapped to a cold metal bed, the ones used for autopsies, or if you were alive, vivisections. His memories began to flood back like an uncontrollable wave of sadness. He couldn't stop them, but at the moment he didn't want them to. He felt safe enough, and he needed to look back at what had happened over the last 48 hours. Looking up scared, Blue saw his father. "Father, what's going on? Why am I here? What's going on?" Any child would ask that. It was natural. The look of utter defeat, complete misery on his father's face when he turned to look at him said it all. This was his execution. They were going to terminate him, and they meant to make his father do it. But why had they not done so when I was asleep? He wondered. "How long are you going to make us wait here, old man? We've been more than lenient in allowing you this pet, but no longer. He has become a liability," a strange, hate-filled man said. Blue knew he was called Dobson. He was with the government and was assigned this faculty. He had always hated the Blue one. Blue had played tricks on him when he was younger. It was nothing serious, just laxative in place of chocolate, but the man had always hated him, for no real reason Blue could discern. Dobson had no sense of humor and always seemed interested in how fast Blue could kill something or do something for him. Just give me one last moment with my son, you bastard!" Naspha's words breaking into Blue's thoughts. "Let me say a few words alone before you make me... Just get out!" he bellowed, pointing violently at the cold steel door. The look of enjoyment on Dobson's face at the old scientist's misery made Blue sick and filled him with hate. He left. Dobson had allowed this one last moment. "Besides," Dobson said before the door closed, "it's all on camera. What can the old man do that won't catch up to him later?" He would soon find out. Naspha then picked up its scalpel before leaning down to kiss his son's cheek, his tears bathing Blue's face, soaking the fur. "Son, I am so sorry. You are my greatest creation, and truly my own son. I used my own DNA when I created you. It doesn't matter that you're furry, that you're half fox, half rabbit, in a man's form. You are my son!" The last word caused him to weep uncontrollably for a moment, as his hand slipped and ran the scalpel against the leather restraint on Blue's right wrist. Blue immediately understood his father's plan. "But father, why?" he asked. The tears in both of their eyes were real, as were their emotions, but they were also creatures of science and rationality. They were planning and executing those plans. "Son, know that I love you. I love you more than I've loved anyone else in my long, sad life, except your dear mother. They think you are a failure, a risk." He spat the last word with more venom than he had ever heard from his father before. "It's my fault you're in this predicament, son, not yours. You've only ever been the model soldier. Well, with a few exceptions." Despite the high emotions, they both chuckled. They both knew what he was referring to. "I tried to honestly protest while testing my weakened bonds," Blue recalled in his reverie. "They were coming loose, but Father silenced me, made me relax to hide the weakened bonds, before I could ask him further what to do." "I know you've heard them talking and whispering, son. Those ears aren't for decoration, nor are your teeth and claws," Naspha said poignantly in Blue's ear. "I could hear them outside the door, how many there were, and where they were probably standing. He wanted me to fight my way out, Blue realized. I know that, Father, Blue said at last, acknowledging the plan. But why you? Why now? I thought I was getting better. That what happened with my team wasn't officially my fault. Because, my son, he hates you. It has nothing to do with your pranks or your personal history, for the most part. It's me, Naspha confessed. He hates you because of me, and because you kept surviving, Father added, drifting into silence for a moment. It is less to do with the rest of your team being gone, and more to do with me, son. You see, long ago I insulted his honor, and now he wants to take away the only thing I hold dear in this universe. My son! Naspha paused and slammed the scalpel down on the chest strap, greatly weakening it, and wept. Blue could see the mixture of true misery and cold rage in his father's eyes. He then leaned close and whispered something into Blue's ear. What did he say? How can I not recall? Blue wondered in mid-memory. With the new batch, you were seen as obsolete, Naspha said, straightening up, gritting his teeth, unable to hold back his rage at the injustice of being forced to terminate his own son. They see you as a bad influence on the new team. With that, he threw the scalpel at the bonds around Blue's ankles, severing one cleanly. Blue knew he could easily shred the other one. He was ready. The plan was now in action. Moments later, the door burst open. Naspha's plan to free his son was clear through the monitors, but it was too late. Blue had already broken free, kissed his father goodbye on the cheek, and made his way through the door in a flurry of slashing claws. That's when they realized how good he was. Too good. I must have taken out at least 12 guards before I was wounded, Blue recalled coldly. Hunter stabbed me with a sword. He cut into me, but I killed him before he could kill me, and I kept going. As I ran through the complex, I gathered clothes and supplies. When I hit the forest surrounding the lab, I was set, or so I thought. I had enough adrenaline in my system to keep me going, he recalled. He shook his head to clear the memories. They were in another place, another lifetime ago, and he couldn't afford to dwell on them right now anymore. Or should I? He shook his head again. No, I must heal first. I'll deal with what happened later, when the pain of father's death isn't so recent, he finally decided.